So we are having the conversations. We've been having mental health conversations. But where is the transformation and who are the key role players when it comes to mental health? Transformation. Where's the action? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to another session of Cognitalks with Sharon. Today, I want to have a discussion about what happens after we have mental health conversations. What happens? What next? Have you ever found yourself telling someone or just speaking or expressing yourself about your mental health issues and then asking yourself, what now? After a few days, after a few weeks, you're like, what now? That's what we're talking about today. And to start with, I would like to point out that the conversation is just the spark. It is not the transformation. Maybe it's a step towards the transformation, but it is not the transformation, right? So let's have conversations, that's good, but also let's have an action plan. For example, at my previous job, when I lost my mom and I was grieving, I remember my boss opened the ground. He opened up for me to speak openly about it. He would ask me, "Are you okay? How are you doing?" And then he also said, "You can stay home for as long as you want to, and you can work from home till you feel like you're ready to come back to work." That was action. He didn't just listen to me talk about my mental health issues or my grief at the time. He didn't just listen and let it go. He also took a step further by saying, "Look, stay home, take some time to heal, and when you're ready, you can come back to work. But when we have important tasks, at least be able to respond and work from home." And I did that, and that was great. That was the spark being lit or turning to fire. So the fire was there. And that's the main thing that I'm actually encouraging today, that let's put this into action. Right. Okay. And in terms of the key role players, we need to consider the systems that we form part of and what are they doing? Like, what exactly is it they're doing for us to help us? What steps are they taking towards our transformation? For example, the systems that exist are churches, schools, universities, workplaces. In your workplace, what systems have they put in place to make sure that your mental health is well taken care of? Workers, or let me not say workers, or employees, same thing. But employees experience issues like burnout, like depression. People go through so many things and they need someone to talk to. They find someone to talk to. And sometimes that's just not enough. So in the workplace, what actually are they doing to make sure that their employees feel that they are being helped and cared for by their employers? Having a counselor on site or wellness department is very good for the workplace. That is the action. It's really, really good. Same thing with universities. Universities usually have a psychologist or a counselor on site. When students are not coping with their schoolwork, the load and everything, they're able to actually go and see the therapist on site. And that's the action. That's really good. So also with this video, in terms of keeping it real, we need to just make sure that we are raising awareness to show that certain institutions and systems have taken steps in terms of making it, in terms of responding to the trauma. They're not just listeners, they're actually responding, not to the trauma, to the mental health issues that their employees or students or people in their specific system or institution are dealing with, right? That's one way to deal with it. But the question that you need to ask yourself is, what is my system or what is my institution doing about this? The churches have counselors. I'm well aware of that. That's also an action that the church is taking. They're not just listening to your problems, but they're actually doing something. They're guiding you. They're helping you walk through the journey and heal. Another thing that we need to keep in mind are policies. We need to take the time to actually read about the policies that have been put in place in the workplace and school, policies about mental health. What policies are you aware of? Even laws. I checked some of the laws. We have laws from as early as 2002 about mental health in South Africa for South Africans at large. Which ones of these are you well aware of, and how are they benefiting you in your institution or in your system? Right? Okay. And here's something very important that I think we need to discuss is social media. Social media is really good for trends. A lot of trends are being posted. People are following them. And it's also a very good platform for anything else. But in this case, mental health is a very good platform to raise mental health awareness. I think it's really good to raise mental health awareness. But let's not leave it at trends. Let's not leave it at trends and discussions online. Let's encourage people to take steps. So we need to be very careful with what we're taking from social media in terms of transformation or mental health related issues. Not just social media per se, but also when we think about our social circles, our family members, our friends, those people, family members and friends, are not professionals. They're there to listen to you and support you. And it's very good to actually take advantage of that or make use of that. Take advantage, but like rather make use of the people around you who are willing to support you, you know. But also you have to be careful. Now I'm talking to the people, like the family members, when they want to support. I'm talking to the family members to say, when you support someone who's dealing with mental health issues, sometimes it's important to realize that people are not looking for advice. Don't give people advice, please. And don't pretend to be a professional by telling them what to do. Listen to them, it's okay. If you have good guidance and they're willing to take it, do it at your own cost. No one is going to be accountable for that but you, because that's why they're professionals, because they will go about it in a more professional way, because this can actually be very risky, to be honest. In the same way as a professional, if I feel like I went to see a therapist and I feel like this therapist misled me and I did this and this and that because the therapist misled me, will I sue the therapist? What more a family member or a friend? And I'm like, no, I did this because Sharon told me to do it. So I think we need to tread carefully around that. When we support family members and friends who are dealing with mental health issues, we need to know our boundaries. We need to know when to stop. We need to know that we're not supposed to give people advice. We're not supposed to tell people what to do, but rather listen. Sometimes you really just need someone to listen. I can give an example. For myself, you know, like I remember sharing my mental health experience with certain friends and family, and then they would just, oh, Sharon, maybe just do. I don't wanna give the specific advice because I feel like people might know that I'm talking about them, and I don't want to make people feel like talking about them specifically, but it's my experience. In this case, I would be talking about a specific people because they gave me advice when I wasn't looking for advice and I really just wanted someone to listen. Sometimes when you tell your problems to people around you who you believe will support you, it's really just for listening. It's really just, you just really just need an ear, right? So my question to you is, are you a listener? And are you also a transformer, or are you just a listener, but you're not transforming anything? All right. So let's keep the conversation going about the transformations that we see and the transformations that we would like to see in our institutions, in our systems, your specific systems or institutions. And also, if this video or any other video that I posted resonates with you, please kindly subscribe and like my videos on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you. Bye.